Hello, Potato. We are once again at the grounds in Roseville, California for another event, but it's not SAC Anime, it's not Roseville Comic-Con, it's not comic related at all. There'll be some pop culture stuff, I am sure. And it's also not going to be in the Roseville Center. Because there's actually 3 different events going on here today, so I'm thinking this is going to be a very big event. There is the Jams, Dance, and Cheerleader thing, that's the screaming you may be hearing. There is a tack trade for, I guess, horse saddles and such, I don't know. And then there is Brick Palooza, which is what we're here for. It claims to be the 5th annual one. I'd never heard of it before, but why not? It is a Lego fan festival convention celebration, and I do believe that's actually the line for it over there, just past that Imperial Guard. So we may see some cosplayers here too. The food options, not fantastic. We have a Scout Trooper, and I'm guessing that is a Palpatine there? Don't know. Can't tell from there. You know, Sith all look the same from behind. But I guess we're gonna get in that big old line there and get inside and see what Brickpalooza has to show us. Let's go. So yeah, there's just a bit of a line. Just a bit. Hopefully it'll go quickly. And after this, we can entertain ourselves by listening to the screams of cheerleaders while we wait.
You all have tickets. Okay.
So as we're entering, I can see that the Empire is providing security today, so things should go pretty safely. All right, so we are inside now, and it's a very small event. This is probably going to not be a terribly long video, but I'm sure we'll still find some interesting stuff here. I have no idea if this sound is even going to be at all usable. As I said before, looks like Empire is providing security. This is one of the older Paso Fairground buildings. I haven't really shot any video in here before, so they have some nice light fixtures. But it reminds me a lot, size-wise, of the older, like, SACCon, SAC Anime, back when they used to be in the Scottish Rite Center. But let's look around. Obviously, we have some older Lego sets, maybe some interesting custom stuff. Let's see what there is to see.
This is the Sacramento Brick Builders. We are an R-Love, a recognized Lego user group. There's hundreds of groups like this all over the world, made up of young people and old people and everything in between. And we meet regularly to talk about our love of building Lego. And even pre-pandemic, we got to do stuff like this a lot, what we call a public display, where we bring a lot of our sets. Today at this event, about 90% of what you're seeing is actually sets from our members. And so we get to do this and to show how much we love Lego.
Lego may not make war toys, but doesn't make custom people can't do it. I recognize at least a dozen different sets in here, and I have some of them. If the official Sesame Street kit looked more like this, I probably would have bought it. You can get the brick separator as a keychain. So now you can pull brick Legos apart anywhere you go. Look, it's a version of the Ghost I could actually afford.
Oh, here you go. Come on. Now we can do you put this brick.
right, so that was Brick Palooza number 5, I guess. It's the 5th annual one. Not a huge event, but you wouldn't know by the numbers there. It was certainly crowded. I've only bought a couple things, so I guess let's head back to the void space and see what we picked up. And we are back in the quiet solitude of the void space. So that was fun. That was interesting. I've of course never been to Brick Palooza before. Again, I think it said it was like the 5th one of these. I'd never heard of it before, but you know what? I definitely would go back. Some thoughts, some afterthoughts, having time to think on it. I was glad to see they had at the tables there at the entrance big piles of cloth masks. I'm glad they were there as an option for people who forgot to bring one. A little less glad that they weren't actually enforcing the wearing of them. They weren't making sure people had masks on going in. They weren't making sure people had masks on the inside. When they made that crack about the Empire providing security, I wasn't actually that far off, because I didn't really see any Brick Palooza staff kind of circulating. Second thought, very, very crowded. That needed to be in a larger room. Maybe not the whole big Roseville Center building, but certainly a bigger building than it was in. Definitely gave me vibes of the old SAC anime and SAC cons that took place in the Scottish Rite Center, where, it's all largely just this kind of one medium-sized room with way too many people crammed in it. Even under normal circumstances, that was a lot of people. And of course, things being as they still are, maybe not the safest environment. But aside from that, overall a very good experience. Some things I was surprised at. I was surprised I didn't see any booths selling custom minifigures, like the knockoffs that I picked up like at SAC Anime and Roseville Comic Con. I didn't see anything in there that would look like knockoff Lego. At least nothing that looked like knockoff Lego. There may have been some, but it wasn't obvious. I was surprised that there wasn't anybody selling custom kits where they had maybe built the instructions themselves, or even just selling instructions for custom kits. I kind of thought there would be some of that, and there wasn't. There were custom kits on display, especially at that center table. That was by the Sacramento Brick Builders, and I do think the gentleman, unfortunately I did not get his name, I don't think he had it on his shirt or anything. The gentleman who talked a little bit about what the Sacramento Brick Builders are. They are a registered Lego group, like an official Lego group, so that's kind of cool. But I thought the stuff they had built was all very impressive. I mean, I could identify some of the kits that were used as starting points for some of the kits that were the entirety of them, but it was nice, especially that whole train setup in the second room. That was really cool. It was really impressive. That big Ninjago city thing was really impressive. The whole thing, very good experience. Very wonderful, lovely builds. We didn't buy a lot of stuff. I mean, there were a lot of kits there. I mean, old kits still in box, and there were some that I would have liked. In particular, I saw they had the motorized Harry Potter train at one booth for like $700, and that was like, I think $200 or $300 to start with, and that was like discontinued, probably a dozen years ago. And that's a set that I really wanted, even before I really got back into Lego, because I wanted to put that to go around the bottom of the Christmas tree, because that's the thing that some people do, and it was kind of a bigger thing back then than it is now to have a train circle your Christmas tree. And looking at it now, I'm not sure I'd have bought it even for the price it was being sold for then, because you don't realize how much more detailed Lego has gotten over the last decade until you look at kits from a decade ago. I mean, I got a little bit of that when I looked at those old Star Wars kits last year that I have, compare them to like current versions. But that one in particular is very, very plain when compared to what they do now. So I ultimately wish they would do a new version of that, because I would absolutely buy that. If they did a new motorized Harry Potter train, I would buy that. But yeah, I mean, there's lots of older sets there. Some I actually have that have just never put together. Some that I don't particularly want, some that I do want, but I wasn't going to pay those prices for them. And that's me, and that's nothing wrong with them or their asking price. Everything has two values: the value you're willing to pay for it, and what you can get somebody else to pay for it. and I wasn't willing to pay the prices they were asking. So only bought a couple things. This will be a very short haul portion compared to SAC Anime and Roseville Comic-Con, because it's just a couple things. I bought a thing, well, I bought a bag of things, and my wife got one small thing. And we'll start with her thing. It is from Model Building Secrets by Marianne Asanuma. I'm not sure how much video I got of her booth. I'm sure there's some, but again, very crowded. I definitely do see the wisdom of buying those early bird tickets. Not only was there some sort of free like tchotchke thing you got for doing that, but getting in there at 9 o'clock instead of when they opened. They've been open for maybe like a half an hour when we got there, about 10:30. And yeah, it was already, I mean, by the time we left especially, it was just full in that room. I could definitely see wisdom of getting in there that extra hour early, because I probably would have gotten some better video if I could have gotten in there before it got too crowded. And as is when we left, there were like cars backed up down the street both directions to get in. Now, to be fair, there was the dance thing going on, there was the tax sale going on, so they weren't necessarily all there for Lego, but there was a lot of cars coming into the lot when we left. So yeah, next time, if they hold it at the grounds again, I will definitely get those early bird tickets to get in there an hour early. But anyways, my wife's thing by Marianne Asanuma is this. It's a little TARDIS keychain. They had earrings too, but she wanted the keychain. It was $15, which may seem like a lot for a small kit, but it's nicely done. I think my wife thinks that's a sticker, but I think they've actually cut some pieces, but I don't know. She could be right. But it's very simple, very basic. Just a cute little build of the TARDIS as a keychain. The sort of thing that Lego should have made themselves. I wish they did more Doctor Who stuff. I don't know if they have the license still or not. But I would love for Doctor Who. I've got my TARDIS because, of course, it's in all my Lego displays. But I would love a Doctor Who blind bag set. You could just do all the doctors. You could do some doctors and some companions. You could do enemies. I would be down for a Doctor Who blind bag set, but it'll probably never happen. So that's my wife's item. They had other cute things. They had like Mandalorian stuff and bat earrings and Batmobile earrings. She had some really cute stuff in her booth. She had little chess sets, which were kind of tempting, but I don't know what I would do with them. And then there's what I bought, which is this mess. This is from that booth that was doing just kind of random bags. You could pick your own, like a pick-a-brick section for $12 a pound, and I bought a couple extra things from the main booth itself. I've been looking to get like white and red pieces for something else I'm planning on building in the future. But also, I found there, aside from just my random bricks, I got a bag of tracks. So if you look at my old Instagram pictures from last year, I do have the Holiday Village train, and I've been wanting, the pieces I have for it are frankly just not sufficient for what I want to do. So I got some more track, especially because this package had the flexi pieces in it, and I'm hoping there'll be enough that I can do what I wanted to do with the train, just to orient the track a little bit differently. It may still not be enough. I may still need to go find more of those pieces, maybe at Lego store, but for $12, it seemed like a decent amount. And I bought some base plates. So again, for the Winter Village in particular, just because so much of it is just, it's on a tablecloth and so many minifigures. I've been wanting a way to put people down there without having to balance them so much. So I got some white base plates. This one might need a little bit of cleaning, but I think it'll be easier to set up the Holiday Village with these white base plates. Also, I looked for like flat white pieces when I was doing the pick-a-brick. And then, we just got some pieces, found pieces that looked interesting, or like there was one here where it was like most of I think it was an Octan truck. I think some more pieces have fallen off, but I could model that back into something. If nothing else, it's got the little wheel well pieces, which I don't have a lot of. I did find a couple of those spare. We got this really interesting fire truck ladder. Maybe put it on this truck, I don't know. Some more pieces like that, just pieces that had bits of vehicle, more white pieces and red pieces, again, for the thing I want to do later on. And then this, that wasn't part of it had originally. I don't know, some sort of a truck trailer. It doesn't look like it's Duplo scale. It looks like it is normal Lego scale. I don't recognize what kit it's from, but I definitely don't have a piece like this. So that was interesting. And again, it was like $12 a pound. You just pick through the big pile of Lego and look for things you want. There weren't any minifigures in that. They did actually have a smaller stack, a smaller pile over of minifigure pieces, so you could build your own minifigures. I have plenty of minifigures. I didn't need to do that. But that's it. Yeah, I got a bag. I think this came to be about a pound and a half. I think it was 20 bucks just for the loose pieces. And then 12 for those, and I think another like 6 or 8 for the base plates here. It wasn't bad. I felt it was a decent enough value. And yeah, again, my wife picked out this. And that's really it. That's all there is. That's all we bought. We did not buy a ton of stuff. I spent less money than I had expected to, which is not a bad thing. But that's going to wrap this up. I hope you found it all interesting and entertaining. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. And don't like and subscribe.